know.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like, did you really spend 3 hours going through footage of women like talking trash about you, and then like, this is your content? Hey everybody, today we're back with another mukbang. Babe, what are we eating today?
We have so many things here.
We got tacos,
fries, fish.
We got some burritos right here, guys.
Yeah, and we got so many sauce here.
Yeah, we got so many dipping sauces. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
So, babe, if you're ready, let's start eating.
Sure.
All right, what do you want to dig into first? You want the French fries?
Yeah, maybe. What's this sauce?
Good question. Maybe some kind of ranch?
Is it yogurt?
Kind of tastes like yogurt sauce.
But it's not very sour.
Got some kind of orange sauce here. It's like some kind of steakhouse sauce that you can mix with stuff. Gives it like a barbecue flavor, maybe.
I want to try this fish.
And that ketchup. Let me dip the fish in the tartar sauce we got here.
My favorite tartar sauce.
Oh, that's good. I mix them both together. Yeah. The tartar sauce is really good.
My favorite.
Yeah. Me and Yucy were planning on making our own tartar sauce because we like it so much. We just haven't found the time, But tartar sauce is so amazing. It mixes well with pretty much every food.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a kid, I never ate like one French fry at a time. I always ate like at least 2 or 3. I always ate a handful. So when I was at the cafeteria, like it was kind of weird. Like I guess other people were looking at me like, why is Danny always eating so many French fries at the same time? That's a habit.
Drink.
Okay. Today we got some tea. It's like pear flavored. Gonna pour it in this glass. Ooh. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah, I've been thinking about this food for a while because we ordered this like a few weeks ago when we were watching Dragon Ball. Like it was like the weekend, and I was like, what's the perfect thing to go with Dragon Ball? Tacos. So yeah, so it was a great idea. And I was like, hey, we should film this. Like, it's great food. People might like it. So here we are. So like today, I want to talk about an issue that I've been seeing popping up in the travel community. And it's this issue that I've been noticing myself, and I even battle with myself. And it's this kind of issue of being like stuck in the past. Like, so a lot of us, we travel to new countries, but some of us, we've been in our old country for so long that it's kind of like we can't really adapt to the new environment. Like sometimes it can be really difficult for people to adapt to a new place and for people to realize like, hey, the way I was acting or the way I needed to behave in my old country, I don't need to do that in my new country anymore.
Right.
I can behave like I can be like a new person. So, I don't have to be stuck in the old ways of doing things. So that's what I want to talk about today because it's something I've seen pop up a lot in the travel groups. Guys are they behave the same way they did in America, but they're in a new country. So they're going to create a lot of the same problems they had in America in this new country. And that's kind of what we want to avoid when we want to go overseas and start a new life.
Right.
So this is an issue I really want to talk about. So a lot of us, we kind of have a difficult time like escaping the memories we have of the past when we were in the States, like in America. Like for me, I left America at the age of 22. I left at the age of 22. So I left relatively early compared to a lot of guys. So I don't have as many bad memories as other guys in the States do. Like I talk to guys all the time who are like in their 30s and they're just now getting their passport and going overseas. So they've been in America this whole time and they kind of been racking up these negative experiences. And by the time they go overseas, their whole life has kind of been like full of like kind of trauma and pain. So when they go overseas, it can be kind of difficult to suddenly, hey, I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. The stuff that I worried about in the States, So for me, like, even though I left America at a pretty young age, I still was there for long enough to where I still kind of had negative experiences, and sometimes I even have bad memories from like when I think about my time in the States, you know.
What kind of memories?
Well, so for example, like when I was in school, I was kind of bullied a good amount. Like I was bullied a lot because like, you know, the older kids, maybe they don't like you, and like for some reason, like when I was at school, other groups of people, like they just didn't like me for whatever reason. So it's like,
Is it common to bully people?
when I was in school, it was common bullying. Like, you know, it was something, because there weren't cameras everywhere. Like, you know, like now there are cameras everywhere, and bullying is like a big topic because, you know, sometimes people, they go crazy when they get bullied, and it kind of turns into like a super violent situation. But like when I was a kid, it's kind of normal, like for older kids, like pick on you and try to start fights with you, and like, you know, people to gang up on you. And for some reason, I was just always a target for certain types of people. And, you know, when I was in America, I kind of had to walk around my guard up, you know, because there's always someone there who's trying to like take advantage of you or maybe take you down. And it was difficult for me when I went overseas to realize like, hey, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. Like, you know, like, so I don't have to worry about like my physical safety, or sometimes it can be difficult to get past that kind of paranoid feeling that, you know, I don't need to be paranoid for my safety anymore. Like, you know, like the place I'm at is pretty safe, you know?
Right. Do you think China is safer than America?
I definitely think that China is safer than America. You know, I definitely think so. Like here, like for example, like me and my girl, we can go out at midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah,
it's so dark.
matter.
You know, it's dark outside. I don't have to look behind my shoulder and like, you know, be worried about some crazy stuff happening, and we can just go out whenever we want, and we never have to think twice, you know.
Yeah.
I know some guys, like, you know, in the States, like, you know, you gotta maybe be carrying something if you want to go outside too late just for your own safety. And like, we don't have to worry about that over here, guys. Like, that's one thing I really like about Asia. Like, Asia is just so safe. Like, they make it so safe to where like you never have to think twice. Like, if something happens, it'll probably be like a freak incident, you know. And that's, you know, that's just different from where I come from.
Babe, I had a lot of fun during our London trip. I just remembered your skin was so smooth and fresh, and you smell so good. How did you do that?
That's a great question, babe. Well, you know, when we're traveling, I gotta stay fresh. So I brought my Travelux toiletry bag. This bag holds all the essential toiletries that I need to stay smelling and looking my best while we're out there traveling the world. And thank goodness this thing's available for pre-order. So go to luxologylifestyle.com, get your bag, guys. We're gonna be shipping these things out in March. So go to luxologylifestyle.com, pre-order the bag, and you're going to be getting your bag sometime in March. So I'm really excited to get this bag to you. It's really high quality leather. You're going to stay looking and smelling your best while you're traveling the world. So luxologylifestyle.com.
Yeah, guys, go and get it.
Yeah. So like, it's just very different from the environment I grew up in. And China is so safe. In Asia, like when I lived in South Korea, it was also super safe. So I think like a lot of guys are similar to me in that when you've been having so many negative experiences in America, and it doesn't even have to be about violence. It can be like, you know, maybe you had bad relationship experience. Maybe you just had so many negative experiences like with dating and just the people you interacted with. It can give you like a kind of PTSD, you know, like sometimes people who like, you know, go from war, it's like a, you know, kind of a PTSD kind of feeling.
PTSD? Is that serious?
Yeah, like I think for some guys, like it can have the same effects as PTSD. Like when you've been having really negative experiences and it's like you got kind of pain inside of you, it can still interact. Like when you interact with other people. So like living overseas and like especially like living in Asia, I might have the experience of like people staring at me, people coming close to me, people wanting to touch me.
Touch you?
Yeah, like people like, you know, like sometimes like
Grab you?
Well, it's not even like grab. It's like when we're out on the street and like, you know, maybe a person they stand like a little bit too close, you know, like in America we have this thing called personal space. But in Asia, I noticed like in Asia, like personal space is like a lot smaller because maybe it's so many people here. People are kind of used to like rubbing up against each other. And it's like, in America
We're
we don't.
not used to it.
Well, I mean, okay, I just noticed like different countries have different levels of like personal space.
Right.
So in Asia, I think, or in China specifically, it could be smaller than America. in America we like to have a wide personal space, but like you can have like the kind of situation where people maybe might be standing closer to you than you might be comfortable with. So in America, if someone's standing really close to you and they're staring you down, you might think, oh, like, is it time to like fight? Like, is like something going on? But really, y'all, a lot of time it's not that serious. Like 99% of the time, it's not that serious. Like when people come to you and they stand at you, they're staring at you, they're just observing you because like you're so different than like what they seen before, right? Like for like black guys, like when we're like when we walk down the street, our body type is just different than like local guys. So of course we're gonna get like.
Even for me, I feel people are staring at me.
Yeah, because like my girl, like she does fitness and she like has cool style, like unique style. So like when she walks down the street, she stands out from other people. So like they might look at you and like it really like if you're different, people are gonna look at you. Even in America, wherever, it's just human nature, right?
I think it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. So here it can be kind of for Americans coming over to other countries, we might take it more seriously than it actually is. But really, guys, like it's not serious at all. Like people are just curious about you, and especially like if you look like you come from America or you look like some other interesting country that people are curious about. People just want to like observe you and like find out about you.
Right. Yeah, so in China, I think definitely black guys stand out because just skin color is different. You look like from another country, and maybe in some smaller cities, they don't have so many foreigners there. So maybe they've never seen a foreigner before. So maybe it's kind of different for them, and also maybe they're still curious about you.
Yeah. Like definitely, y'all. Like at first, like when I first came to China. Actually, I never was bothered by it. Like I kind of like my whole life I kind of dress weird. I dress differently, so people usually look at me even in America. So when I came to Asia, but I know there are some Americans who are like really bothered by the idea that people look at them and people stare at them. Like, but for me, it's like not a big deal. Like you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it from their perspective. Like they come from like a different. They have never seen someone who looks like you, or maybe they never had the chance to stand close to somebody like you, so it's not really a big deal. They're just curious about who you are. It might just take guys a while to realize like, hey, like we don't have to carry this kind of aggressive energy with us to other countries, because the stuff that we deal with in the States, that's pretty foreign to the people in these other countries. Like, they don't have to deal with it on the level that we have to deal with where we come from. So
yeah.
All right, babe. So for guys who are struggling with this kind of thing that I talked about, what do you think they can do?
So first, I think they can definitely hang out with the local people more instead of hanging out with your own people, because I saw that a lot of foreigners, they just hang out with each other. They don't hang out with local people. In that way, you won't be able to understand the culture easily. So I think you can hang out with local people more, and maybe you can date some local girls or guys. You can also travel more and talk to people more and listen to the local music. Like for example, in Chengdu, we got Chengdu rap. Yeah, we got so many rappers here, and I think Chengdu people really like hip hop culture, and the food here are also amazing. So if you like the city, you definitely need to try the food there.
Yeah, I agree. So basically, you gotta like adapt and put yourself in this new environment. And you kind of have to forget a lot of the old rules that you had in America. It took me a while to realize that I can be relaxed. I don't have to worry. I don't have to think twice when I go out. I can just go out, chill.
Because you're a new person already. You're living a new life.
Yeah, like one of the great things about going overseas, guys, is that you kind of get to make yourself into a new person. Like all the past stuff that you had to go through, you can kind of break free of that. You can be like a completely new person. And like that's an amazing thing. Like, no one here knows you and you don't have a history, so you can just kind of erase the past.
You can just be yourself.
Yeah, you can kind of drop all that weight and you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff anymore. So, you can like let go and like just think, hey, I'm in this new environment. What is my new environment? How can I be successful in this environment? And that's what's really important. That's what you got to think about.
What's this taco? Did you eat this?
Yeah, you can take a bite. I'm not sure.
What's this taco?
I was just munching. I don't even know what I'm eating. And guys, we got tacos and we got hot dogs here.
Wow.
Wow.
So good.
Who would have thought that China had such amazing tacos?
Chengdu has a lot of amazing foods.
Yeah, you guys gotta come to Chengdu if you want food. Like, this is the best city for food, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking this burrito. Look at that big burrito, y'all. Wow. They got guacamole inside the burrito.
Wow.
They got guacamole and french fries and beef inside the burrito.
Sounds like a good mix.
I think Mexican food, like tacos, I can eat this at least once a week. Like, we talked about Indian food. I can eat Indian food probably maybe every other day, if not every day. Mexican food, maybe twice a week. Twice a week, I think it's good. Like, you know.
What about Chinese food?
Chinese food. I went through a period where I ate Chinese food every day for like a year. 'Cause I was learning how to cook Chinese food. I bought like a Chinese cookbook, and it was like Sichuan food. So for like Sichuan food, I can eat that pretty much every day, as long as it's not too spicy or too greasy. I can I can eat it pretty much every day. So you guys got to come to Chengdu, because like we're gonna start eating a lot more Chengdu food too. Like maybe next time we'll do like a table full of Chengdu dishes. We're like, there's so much for food variety here. You're gonna love it. Like, I've been here for years, and like, I can't get enough of the food. There's still dishes that I haven't even tried yet. So pretty much one of the best solutions to this problem, guys, is just get out there. Like, get out there, experience the world, experience that new area that you're in. 'Cause that's why you're traveling, right? That's why you want to live overseas. You want to experience different things than where you come from. And so you really got to just adapt yourself. Like, don't try to be the same person that you were in the States when you come to a new country. Like, don't try to be 100% the same. Sometimes it's good to change a little bit,
Yeah, you gotta adapt the culture.
Yeah, you just got to adapt to your culture and adapt to where you're at. Because you're in a different place. You want to live a new life. You want to live your best life. It means you might have to change some things about yourself.
Yeah, maybe you can find more about yourself.
Yeah, you might find some different aspects of your personality that maybe you didn't get to experience in America. Like, maybe there were some parts of your personality that maybe the people that you hung out with in America, they might think, oh, it was kind of weird, it's different. But over here, you can express that, you can express your different sides, and people will appreciate you because you're different. It makes you special and unique.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like in America, like, me and my girl, we like to watch anime together. In America, maybe like if you watch anime, people might think, oh, you're kind of a nerd, kind of a dork. But over here, it's like, you have people that you can relate to, like
Yeah.
the girl.
Actually, a lot of people like animes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girl loves anime, and like she got me addicted to anime too, so it's something we share. Yeah. One thing I really found that helps with like adapting to a new place is to like go out into nature. So like recently we did a trip to Leshan, right? We did a city. Leshan's like a really famous city in Sichuan province, and it's kind of worldwide famous because they got this gigantic Buddha statue there, and people go there. They go to pray. They go to just enjoy nature. So like going out into nature, especially in a place like that, it can really help you get out of your own thoughts. Like, babe, like what did you like about like when Leshan? What do you like about that kind of area?
I definitely like the foods there.
Food, yeah.
Yeah, they have amazing foods. And their foods are kind of different from Chengdu food. And also, they got good nature there. So, it's a mountain city, and it also has a river. So last time when we went there, we took a walk near the river. It was pretty nice. It was very chilling. And you can feel the river, you can feel the mountain too.
Yeah.
And the night views were just so good.
Oh yeah.
You can see the light. You can see different. You can see different colorful lights there, reflecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, like it has like a lot of just natural beauty that you can enjoy. So like when we went to Leshan, I just liked the fact that I was like surrounded by nature. Like you could go up there and just be peaceful. Like you can go up there, like they got all these statues. You can go, like, you might not be religious. Like I'm not religious. I'm not a Buddhist, but
we're not.
You can go up, but you still can pray. It's like it's just for fun. It can be like meditation, And it's just a fun experience. It's a fun experience to have when you're in a new place.
Yeah. And
when you go out into nature, I made the mistake of wearing like dress shoes when we were climbing a mountain. So don't make the mistake I made of like wearing dress shoes while climbing up a gigantic mountain, because your feet are gonna hurt later that night and maybe for the rest of the week. So dress appropriately when you're hiking.
Yeah, we dress too nicely.
Yeah, we were way overdressed for like, going up a mountain and going into the temples. But it was really fun going into the ancient temples and just being in a different place. You can kind of disconnect and you can like think, wow, people were here like hundreds of years ago. I wonder what their life was like, Maybe they struggled with a lot of the same emotions that I struggle with. And, it kind of just gets you out of your own head and it kind of puts you in the mindset of, hey, there's other situations different than what I experience. And people might still be able to relate to me, even though they're in a different century, a different country, whatever. I can still find people who relate to me.
Yeah. So do you really think a lot of guys overseas are still thinking about their past experience, like bad things?
I think so. Maybe not a lot, but I know it's really hard to break free of the past. Like breaking free of the past, that's the reason that people become like Buddhist monks and they go and meditate, because it's not easy for everyone to like break free of like their past pain and trauma.
Right.
There are these travel YouTubers, and like a lot of them have pretty big channels, and they live and they travel overseas. So they pretty much already decided like, hey, living overseas, traveling overseas, that's what's for me. Like, that's what I want to do. And a lot of them decide like, hey, I don't even want to date like American women. Like, I've had enough like, women overseas. I prefer them better. They've decided that already. But like a lot of these guys, there was one channel I clicked on. He had like a 3-hour video. So like right now, there's a lot of controversy in the travel community, because it seems like there are some women who feel like men traveling overseas to date women, it's like, you're like a loser if you do that, or something's wrong with you. You should like, fix yourself so you can like get a real woman where you come from. So there's like a lot of controversy, and like some of these women, they post videos like talking negatively about men who travel or their intentions. And like there are a few channels who all their content is basically showing these videos of women kind of talking trash about, men who travel. And maybe like, that's like their whole audience. Like their whole audience just tunes in to watch that. So like the other day, like I clicked on this video. It was like a 3-hour video this guy had created of women kind of talking trash about like traveling men, like passport bros,
That's a long time.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like, did you really spend 3 hours going through footage of women like talking trash about you, and then like, this is your content? And like I understand like, some guys, they want to educate and they want to like, show like, hey, this is what's wrong with these types of women and their thinking. I understand that they want to educate guys, but it's like at a certain point you got to realize like, hey, am I really going to sit down and watch a 3-hour video of women talking trash? Like, do I not have anything better to do with my time? There's so much better things you could do with your time, guys. Like, you don't have to spend your time like stuck in like this kind of pain cycle of like,
Never get out.
Yeah, like, you're watching videos every day of like negative stuff, and like you're filling your brain with that, when you really could be like, filling your brain with ideas and skills that can help you live the life you want. Like focus on living the life you want. Don't focus on the life you don't want. Don't watch videos of women that you don't even want to date. You don't even want to date these women, but every day you're waking up watching videos of them like kind of talking trash about you, and you're just like watching videos analyzing how crazy they are. Like, you've already decided that you don't want to date American women. Move on, move on. How is it?
Great.
I really like crunchy things, y'all. Like these nachos, I'm addicted to them. I like that crunch, that. You hear that? So, yeah, guys, like, I'm not knocking, like, educational content. Like, if you're trying to educate men on, like, the problems that we face in America and, like, maybe give some possible solutions to that, I'm all for it. But, like, just don't get caught in this cycle of always thinking about the negative past. Like, a lot of you guys, you're looking to travel overseas, get your passport, live overseas, date foreign women, marry foreign women. So, like, don't get caught up in the cycle of focusing on your past relationships. Like, you've already decided like those women aren't for you. Like the women maybe where you grew up, those aren't for you. So like, take all that anger and that frustration and just put it towards your goals. Don't put it towards lashing out at the people from your past. Like when you go to a new environment, you're going to be in a new place, and you want to make sure that you're a new person. You don't want to have your head filled up with nothing but trash about the stuff that from your past, Fill your brain with new stuff like skills, languages, like new music from the culture you want to go to. Focus on that. Like focus on building your life overseas. Like how am I going to get my life overseas if I'm always spending time looking at people from my past who pissed me off,
Yeah, that'll be difficult.
Yeah, it just holds you back. I recently did an interview with the Runway Boys. Like shout out to the Runway Boys. And one of the guys, Kurt, he talked about how when you get overseas, just leave all your baggage and all your trash, all your PTSD at the airport. Like, when you get on that airplane, just completely forget about all that stuff. And like, just try to enjoy yourself and like, put yourself in the new environment. So focus on enjoying life and like making yourself into the best person you can be for the environment you're in. And kind of drop that past stuff. Like, it's not easy. It takes time. But I think the best way to do that is just focusing on the life you want to live.
Yeah.
And focusing on building yourself into the person you want to be. And don't get caught up in the past and the negativity, It's difficult. Like, you can't change the past, but you can focus on, like, what you want to be in the future.
Yeah, right.
So that's what we should focus on. And, you can always reach out to me because I spent a lot of time, like, I made a lot of mistakes. Like, sometimes for me, it wasn't an easy transition coming from the environment I come from to a new environment. But hey, that's what we got these communities for. Like, we can all reach out and help each other. So, I want to see guys do well. I want to see guys go overseas, live their best lives. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see guys, getting passports, getting on flights, Me and my girl are planning on doing some traveling later this year. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
So, you just got to enjoy life, guys, and keep moving forward.
That goes by.
Some of this guacamole. Okay, guys. You want to take it away? Oh. Woo! Tacos are really good for mental health, guys. They can get you through some pretty difficult times.
It's really good.
Great.
I like this taco. It's spicy.
Oh, yeah?
And meat.
Which one was it?
Wait. This one.
Okay, I'll save that one for you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm really happy you all came and joined us for this meal and had a great discussion.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like.
Yeah, so we'll see you next time, y'all.
Bye-bye.